Hi friends, I have brought a new video for you. This video has some tips on health and nutrition. There are some general tips which can be very helpful in keeping the body and mind healthy. Tip number 1 is limiting sugary drinks. Sugary drinks like soda and fruit juice and sweetened teas are the primary source of added sugar in the American diet. Unfortunately, findings from several studies point to sugar sweetened beverages increasing risk of heart disease and type 2 diabetes, even in people who are not carrying excess body fat. Sugar sweetened beverages are also uniquely harmful for children, as they can contribute not only to obesity in children but also to conditions that usually do not develop until adulthood, like type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, and non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Some healthy alternatives for replacing sugary drinks would be water, unsweetened teas, sparkling water, and coffee. The second tip is that we should include nuts and seeds in our diet. Some people avoid nuts because they are high in fat. However, nuts and seeds are incredibly nutritious. They are packed with protein, fiber, and variety of vitamins and minerals. Nuts may help you lose weight and reduce the risk of developing type 2 diabetes and heart disease. Additionally, one large observational study noted that a low intake of nuts and seeds was potentially linked to an increased risk of death from heart disease, stroke, or type 2 diabetes. The third tip is to avoid ultra processed foods which we consume usually in our diet. Ultra processed foods are foods containing ingredients that are significantly modified from their original form. They often contain additives like sugar, highly refined oil, salt, preservatives, artificial sweeteners, colors, and flavors as well. Examples include snack cakes, fast food, frozen meals, canned foods, and chips. Ultra processed foods are highly palatable, meaning they are easily overeaten and activate reward related regions in the brain, which can lead to excess calorie consumption and weight gain. Studies show that diets high in ultra processed food can contribute to obesity, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and other chronic conditions. In addition to low quality ingredients like inflammatory fats, added sugar, and refined grains, they also usually are low in fiber, protein, and micronutrients. Thus, they provide mostly empty calories. The fourth tip is that some people fear coffee a lot, but don't fear coffee. Despite some controversy about it, coffee is loaded with health benefits. It's rich in antioxidants, and some studies have linked coffee intake to longevity and a reduced risk of type 2 diabetes, Parkinson's, and Alzheimer's diseases, and numerous other illnesses. The most beneficial intake amount appears to be 3 to 4 cups per day, although pregnant people should limit or avoid it completely because it has been linked to low birth weight. However, it's best to consume coffee and any caffeine based items in moderation. Excessive caffeine intake may lead to health issues like insomnia and heart palpitations. To enjoy coffee in a safe and healthy way, keep your intake to less than 4 cups per day and avoid high calorie, high sugar additives like sweetened creamer. I would like to add that if you are a regular consumer of coffee, you should avoid using coffee after 5 p.m. because it will cause insomnia if you use a lot of coffee after 5 p.m. The fifth tip is to eat fatty fish. Fish is a great source of high quality protein and healthy fat. This is particularly true of fatty fish such as salmon, which is loaded with anti-inflammatory omega-3 fatty acids and various other nutrients. Studies show that people who eat fish regularly have a low risk of several conditions including heart disease, dementia, and inflammatory bowel disease. The sixth tip is very important, that we must get enough sleep. The importance of getting enough quality sleep cannot be overstated. Poor sleep can drive insulin resistance, can disrupt your appetite hormones and reduce your physical and mental performance. What's more, poor sleep is one of the strongest individual risk factors for weight gain and obesity. People who do not get enough sleep tend to make food choices that are higher in fat, sugar and calories, potentially leading to unwanted weight gain. Seventh tip is that you should feed your gut bacteria. The bacteria in your gut, collectively called the gut microbiota, are incredibly important for overall health. A disruption in gut bacteria is linked to some chronic diseases, including obesity and amyloid or digestive problems. Good ways to improve gut health include eating probiotic foods like yogurt, sauerkraut, taking probiotic supplements when indicated, and eating plenty of fiber. Notably, fiber serves as a prebiotic or a food source for your gut bacteria. Eighth tip, which is very important in summer, to stay hydrated. Hydration is an important and often overlooked marker of health. Staying hydrated helps ensure that your body is functioning optimally and that your blood volume is sufficient. Drinking water is the best way to stay hydrated, as it's free of calories, sugar and additives. Although there is no set amount that everybody needs per day, aim to drink enough so that your thirst is adequately quenched. Tip number 9 is don't eat heavily charred meats. Meat can be a nutritious and healthy part of your diet. It's very high in protein and a rich source of nutrients. However, problems occur when meat is charred or burnt. The charring can lead to the formation of harmful compounds that may increase your risk for certain cancers. When you cook meat, try not to char or burn it. Additionally, limit your consumption of red and processed meats like lunch meats and bacon, as these are linked to overall cancer risk and colon cancer. A mistake that we all are doing, even I am doing sometimes, is that we are using bright lights before sleep. We should avoid using, the 10th tip is we should avoid using bright lights before sleep. When you are exposed to bright lights which contain blue light wavelengths in the evening, it may disrupt your production of the sleep hormone melatonin. Some ways to help reduce your blue light exposure is to wear blue light blocking glasses, especially if you use a computer or other digital screen for long periods of time, and to avoid digital screens for 30 minutes to an hour before going to bed. This can help your body better produce melatonin naturally as evening progresses, helping you sleep better. 11th tip is to take vitamin D if you are deficient. Most people do not get enough vitamin D. While these widespread vitamin D inadequacies are not imminently harmful, maintaining adequate vitamin D levels can help to optimize your health by improving bone strength, reducing symptoms of depression, strengthening your immune system and lowering your risk of cancer. If you do not spend a lot of time in the sunlight, your vitamin D levels may be low. If you have access, it's a great idea to have your levels tested so that you can correct your levels through vitamin D supplementation if necessary. 12th tip, which we should all be doing, is to eat plenty of fruits and vegetables. Vegetables and fruits are loaded with prebiotic fiber, vitamins, minerals and antioxidants, many of which have potent health benefits. Studies show that people who eat more vegetables and fruits tend to live longer and have a lower risk of health disease, obesity and other illnesses. 13th tip is to eat adequate protein. Eating enough protein is vital for optimal health, as it provides the raw materials your body needs to create new cells and tissues. What's more, this nutrient is particularly important for maintenance of a moderate body weight. High protein intake may boost your metabolic rate or calorie burn while making you feel full. It may also reduce cravings and your desire to snack late at night. 14th tip is to get moving. Doing aerobic exercises or cardio is one of the best things you can do for your mental and physical health. Whenever I am depressed, I do a high intensity interval training workout, and I feel really good after that. It's particularly effective at reducing belly fat, the harmful type of fat that builds up around your organs. Reduced belly fat may lead to major improvements in your metabolic health. According to the physical activity guidelines for Americans, we should strive for at least 150 minutes of moderate intensity activity each week. 15th tip is don't smoke or use drugs and only drink in moderation. Smoking and harmful use of drugs and alcohol abuse can all seriously negatively affect your health. If you do any of these actions, consider cutting back or quitting to help reduce your risk of chronic diseases. There are resources available online and likely in your local community as well to help with this. Talk with your doctor to learn more about assessing resources. You could also use the book How to Quit Smoking by Alan Carr. It can help a lot of smokers to easily quit smoking. The tip number 16th is use extra virgin olive oil. Extra virgin olive oil is one of the healthiest vegetable oils you can use. It's loaded with heart healthy monosaturated fats and powerful antioxidants that have anti-inflammatory properties. Extra virgin olive oil may benefit heart health, as people who consume it have a lower risk of dying from heart attacks and strokes, according to some evidence. Tip number 17 is minimize your sugar intake. Added sugar is extremely prevalent in modern food and drinks. A high intake is linked to obesity, type 2 diabetes, and heart disease. The dietary guidelines of Americans recommend keeping added sugar intake below 10% of your daily calorie intake, while the World Health Organization recommends slashing added sugars to 5% or less of your daily calories for optimal health. Tip number 18 is to limit refined carbs. We've all got used to consuming a lot of refined carbs. Not all carbs are created equal. Refined carbs have been highly processed to remove their fiber. They are relatively low in nutrients and may harm your health when eaten in excess. Most ultra processed foods are made from refined carbs like processed corn, white flour, and added sugars. Studies show that a diet high in refined carbs may be linked to overeating, weight gain, and chronic diseases like type 2 diabetes and heart disease. Tip number 19 is don't fear saturated fat. Saturated fat has been controversial, and in the past it was thought to be a major contributor to heart disease. While it's true that saturated fat raises cholesterol levels, it also raises HDL cholesterol and reduces small dense LDL cholesterol particles, which is linked to a lower risk of heart disease. Emerging research has questioned the association between saturated fat intake and heart disease. It appears that saturated fat may actually have no impact or slightly positive impact on overall health, as long as your overall diet is healthy and nutritionally balanced. Tip number 20 is to lift heavy weights. Strength and resistance training are some of the best forms of exercises you can do to strengthen your muscles and improve your body composition. It may also lead to important improvements in metabolic health, including improved insulin sensitivity, meaning your blood sugar levels are easier to manage, and increases in your metabolic rate or how many calories you burn at rest. Once you have finished a workout, for the next 12 or 14 hours, your body will burn more calories than it usually did. If you do not use weight, you can also use your own body weight or resistant bands to create resistance and get a comparable workout with many of the same benefits. The physical activity guidelines for Americans recommends resistance training twice per week. These were all the tips. I will come up with new videos again. Thanks for watching.